Welcome friends. In this video we'll start the next part of highway engineering that will be dealing with highway geometric design. The highway geometric design deals with the design of visible feature of highway like the layout, dimension, then side distances, intersections of highway. So these components are considered for design under geometric design. The geometric design mainly deals with the design of cross-section elements, side distance, vertical alignments, horizontal alignments and intersection elements. In the cross section, the width of the road, the slopes which are provided in the cross sections are considered. In the side distances, we consider minimum stopping side distance, overtaking side distance, passing side distance. In the vertical alignment, we design the gradient in the longitudinal direction. In the horizontal alignment, we require to design the curves and the type of curve which is to be selected for various conditions. Then the last part will be to design the intersection element. Okay, so these are the component or elements of the highway geometric design. Now we'll see what are the factors which controls the geometric design of highway. So the factors or elements which are controlling the design of highway. So first of all, I will write the heading: design, control and criteria. Okay, so first component or element which controls the geometric design of highway is design speed. Second one is topography. Third, traffic factors. Fourth, design volume, design hourly volume and capacity. And then next is environmental and other factors. So we'll see one by one. First one is design speed. We know that design speed is very important factor while designing the road. All the geometric components are designed with respect to the design speed of road. There are specific categories of roads like state highway, national highway, major district road, village road, which are having different criteria for design speed. Means this national highway have some limitations of design speed. For this national highway, we prefer particular range of speed as a design speed. Again, if the design speed of the road has to be maximized, then the other components like width of road, the gradient which are provided for road have different limitations. So because of which the design speed controls the geometric design of highway. For the design of village road and urban road, also we have to keep different criteria for design speed. As the speeds are different. The design of nearly every component of road depends on design speed of the road. We can take example of side distance. We know that for calculation of side distance also we require design speed. If you don't know how this design speed affects the side distance, we will learn this in the next part of this chapter. So for every component the design speed is directly or indirectly is a criteria for design. Okay. The next is topography. The topography of area also controls the geometric design of highway, as we are having different standards for roads in plain terrain and hilly area. So the up and downs of the ground also controls the design parameters of road. For example, we can consider the case as for the design or ruling speed of national highway and state highway on plain terrain with general cross slope of 10% is 100 kmph kilometer per hour, whereas speed on rolling terrain with general cross slope of 10 to 25% it is 80 kmph. Okay, so because of this because of the terrain we have changed the speed. Further, when you go for mountainous terrain, then the speed will reduce to 50 kmph. Okay, so this is how the topography of the area will affect the design. So as this topography are changing the speed, and speed again will directly or indirectly responsible for change in the geometric design. Then the next factor is traffic. Traffic is also one important factor which controls or which tends to design or tends to change the geometric design. As we know that because of the traffic density, we need to see whether the width provided is sufficient, or the type of vehicle which is moving from the road, for which the length of road and width of road is sufficient or not for every cross section. Means we have to consider all the cross sections, like the sharp curves and all. So this traffic characteristic or traffic factor has to be checked according to the vehicular characteristic. Okay, so in simple language, we have to check all the vehicular characteristic, and we have to see whether the road will satisfy this vehicular characteristic and also human characteristic. It is difficult to decide the design vehicle. It is difficult to decide the design vehicle or the standard traffic lane under the mixed traffic flow condition. So generally we convert this vehicles in some standard format like PCUs, and we go for calculation of the parameters in the geometric design. Next is design hourly volume and capacity. The traffic flow of volume keep fluctuating with time. Flow a low value during off-peak hours to highest value during the peak hours. It will be economical to design the roadway facilities for peak traffic flow or highest hourly traffic volume. Therefore, a reasonable value of traffic volume is decided for the design and is called the design hourly volume. So according to which the road parameters are decided. The last one is the environmental and other factors. The environmental and other factors such as aesthetics, landscaping, air pollution, noise pollution and other local conditions should be given consideration due to the design on road geometries. Some of the arterial high-speed highways and expressways are designed for higher speed standard and uninterrupted flow of vehicles by providing grade separation or controlled access. Grade separation means will go for bridging one route from other, means will provide bridge at that point, overway bridge. Okay, so these are the factors which control the geometric design. Now we will see the highway cross section elements. This will be important. Now we will see highway cross section elements one by one. First element which we are going to study is friction. On the highways, friction is very important element of geometric design because this friction, if it is in excess, then it makes the vehicle operation difficult. If this friction will be lesser than the standard values, then it also may cause accidents or it may again contribute to uneconomical or difficulty in vehicle operation. Okay. So this friction must be in the limits. The friction between vehicle tire and pavement surface is the factor determining the operating speed and distance requirement in stopping and accelerating the vehicles. There are two types of friction which are there on the road. The one which is in longitudinal direction, if suppose this is direction of road, then the friction which is provided by road surface in the longitudinal direction, which is represented by arrow, will be called as longitudinal friction. And the friction which is provided by road surface in transverse direction, this is called as transverse friction. Now there are different limitations which are suggested by IRC for this friction. The longitudinal friction for safe travel of vehicles is considered between 0.35. I'm explaining about this coefficient of friction. For the coefficient of friction for coefficient of longitudinal friction ranges between 0.35 to 0.40, whereas the transverse friction, coefficient of transverse friction is assumed as 0.15. Okay, so these values are given by IRC for our reference. Generally, this transverse friction is required on horizontal curves where the vehicles are experiencing outward force, which may, if suppose this is vehicle traveling on the curve, it experiences the centrifugal force which will try to escape this vehicle from curve. So to counter this force, we need to provide some opposing force to this. So this opposing force is created by combination of camber or banking of road and friction, transverse friction of road. So this value, maximum transverse friction, is taken as 0.15, coefficient of maximum transverse friction. Factors which affects the friction are, now we'll see factors affecting friction. Type of pavement is the first factor which affect the friction coefficient of friction, whether it is cement concrete road or bituminous road, CC road, cement concrete road, or bituminous concrete road, or WBM road, or earth surface. So according to this, the friction may be changed for concrete surface or concrete road, cement concrete road, the friction coefficient will be different. Similarly, for other type of roads, the coefficient of friction will be different. The next factor which affects the friction is microtexture of pavement surface or its relative roughness. Okay. For the road which is rough, very rough, will have greater value of coefficient of friction. For the roads which are relatively less rough, will provide less resistance due to friction. The third factor will be condition of pavement, namely wet or dry, smoothed or rough, oil spilled, or mud or dry sand on pavement. So these are the conditions which are also responsible for the friction. Whether the condition of road is wet or dry, smoothed or rough, oil or spilled, mud or dry. So according to this, we know that wet roads provide less value of coefficient of friction, and dry road relatively provides good friction, whereas smoothed road will provide less friction and rough road will provide good friction. And also the roads which are having sand on it will also provide less friction, and there is possibility of skidding vehicle. The next factor is type and condition of tires, whether the tires are new or not, or if the tires of vehicle are new, then it gives good grip with road. When the tire gets smoothened and worn out, the tire will provide less friction. Then the next factor is speed of vehicle. The greater will be the speed, lesser will be the friction. Next factor is load and tire pressure. The last two factors are temperature of tire and pavement. And the last one is type of skid, if any. So these are the factors which control the friction. Let's see the next part of this chapter in the next video. Thank you for watching this video.